Hey Liz, I thought I would do my letter of response over a video. I've done so many papers recently, so I thought, you know what, especially in the heart of the Zoom school year, why not? So let's get to it. I only have 5 minutes. I guess I'll start off with how I felt I belonged in my group. I feel like my voice, my opinion, my personality was really accepted by my group and really heard, even over Zoom, which I find is very difficult. I was given the space to speak and I was listened to. There was no cutting over each other, which is also something very common in Zoom. So that was really important to me and felt really good. All of the ideas I had were not judged. And the safe space, I believe, was created with open-mindedness, which is really nice. And those are all the things in my letter of intent that I was really hoping and looking for. A way I supported others and making them feel like they belong. Early on, with the with our brainstorming, I really went out of my way to ask others for their opinions or their ideas, especially when we had first gotten into our smaller breakout groups, just to make sure everyone had a voice. But in the same way, I think my biggest contribution was when we were making our final draft, making sure everyone had a part. I believe everyone's voice is so important, and so I really went out of my way, even congratulating Joshua, so people knew that he made the crossword. Neil annotating. It was a way for him to have his voice heard, because everyone had a really equal big part in our group. I feel like I was able to be success in my group. My leadership role was very well received and accepted. I really only want the best for the group conscious, but I know I have attributes on taking control. And so I felt successful when I realized my offerings were not too much, and my role of leading the group to success was understood. And then them opening up their arms to me really made me feel like we can do this. I feel like I do sound conceited. I wrote this down when I say this, but I was very present during our group work, and I felt personally that it really paid off for all of us. Things became challenging. Things weren't actually that difficult. There was no confrontation between us. Mostly it was just online technical difficulties. But, everyone was very vocal on their tech knowledge. We were easily able to pass the torch over. Joshua, aka again, he was the one that could help us out. Communication, I think that's the number one thing when it comes to challenges. And compassionate communication, as we talked about in the class. One thing I learned from working in a group that others would benefit from: be flexible and take everyone's ideas and opinions into consideration. Being stuck on one idea will hinder the entire project, the entire journey of it all. I had this idea of the, choose your own adventure game. That was way too much work. But if I stuck with it, the group wouldn't have been in agreement. There would have been confrontation. Me realizing that all ideas are good ideas and me letting go of it so I can grow with the group, that is something I think that is so beneficial, and to keep reminding and to keep focusing on myself moving into group work. And a reflection I have, based on what we've done, it's cheesy, but everything is possible behind a screen. I was so nervous, as we talked about in class, that connection would be so hard and difficult over group dynamics, because we're behind a screen. But you know what? You just have to make the extra effort to really try and connect and really hear and really actively listen. And it was possible. And I think it's really great because, moving forward, who knows? But I think online meetings, talking, learning, all of it, it's going to be like the new normal. And so I'm really lucky that I have these tools now so I can be successful whenever the time comes. And this has to be a thing. So anyway, that is my letter of response. I really appreciate this class. The group work was, it was easy, which I think is really special. Because I don't know, it was great. So anyway, thank you so much, Liz. I hope this letter of response fulfills the duty it needed to be. But thank you again. Signed, Alex.